Okay, so these are going to be some throat chakra prompts because we are going to try to, unlock our chakras and, make sure that we are healing ourselves so that we can understand ourselves deeper. So the first question we're going to ask ourselves is, what is the biggest lie you've ever told? So, do you want to go first or you want me to go first?
I mean, there's two ways you can take this, kind of like how I mentioned earlier. Like, you can take this as a self-reflecting one, or you can take this as... I mean, you can go two ways. I mean, I'm going to let you decide what two ways. But for me, I would say the biggest lie I've ever told was to myself, that I wasn't beautiful, that I wasn't worthy, that I wasn't smart, that I was stupid, that I was um, not desirable, like things like that. Those are some of the biggest lies to me, where I am consciously right now, because myself is the most important. Not to come off egoistic.
No,
What
you
I
have to
believe
value
is
yourself.
right.
If you don't value yourself, you can't expect other people to value you.
Right. So I think of in terms like what judging myself so hardly created my environment, created my life that I'm living at this present moment. And you have the opportunity to change that whenever, of course. But I'm choosing consciously to make those changes because they were lies and they kept me at a very low vibration that it's just not a desirable place to be from where I'm standing now. But it was necessary and I appreciate it. And I do reflect on it so I don't make the same mistakes in thinking.
Of course.
I've been more conscious of just trying to change like a thought, because that's honestly where everything starts. Where you envision it, and it's something you're thinking, of course, and it comes out your mouth, and then it is. So what you hold in your head, I have to correct myself because I tend to forget that one. Watch how I'm thinking. You wouldn't have to watch how you talking if you was watching how you was thinking. You wouldn't have to watch what you were doing
That's
if you
so
weren't watching how you were talking, right? So start at the damn base. Like, what are you thinking?
Start at the finish, like the start line.
Girl.
Like, number one. The way we just looked at each other, that clicked. I was like, dang. Like,
but
dang.
I know, but it was funny because what you said just clicked, and it was like, I don't know. I like our conversations because it's like we can speak on so many dimensions. I really see people as on different wavelengths, and that's how telepathy, in my mind at least, how it makes sense to me, like, is different radio stations that you can tune into, not only telepathically but kind of envision. And so the way you speak and the way I speak, people take differently, especially at different ages. So when you explain what I'm explaining, but for people who understand it the way you do, we're able to help those type of people. And then when I explain it, which it all means the same thing, it's just multiple ways of explaining it. So when I explain it, I can explain to a whole nother demographic of thinkers. So having like multiple people eventually on this podcast, I know this is random, would probably like offer so much expansion for different mind levels and types, if that makes sense. Now, I'm sorry, I don't remember how I got all the way over there, but it was just thought. So I was like,
No, we listening. We it's a good thought. Okay, so I think, what was the question? Oh, I think to circle back to the question.
The biggest lie you ever told.
Oh, okay.
Now I know where I was going.
So, I think mine would just be like, I think when I was in my last relationship, I used to tell myself consistently that I was nothing without this man. I was nothing, that I could not survive if I wasn't being serious, but I told myself that I would like end my life if we weren't together, this and that. That I just wouldn't want to be here if there isn't a life without you. Like, I don't want to be in a life without you. This and that, and it just made it to where, like, whenever we were broken up and we were apart, made it so much more difficult for me, because I just felt like I really did need this person and they abandoned me, and I just felt so hurt and, like, obviously abandoned. And so I feel like that was probably the biggest lie, because learning that now, it's like I shouldn't tell myself or put so much of my self-value, so much of my self-worth dependent upon somebody else's actions. He's gonna leave no matter what, and that doesn't mean that I'm less than what I am because he chose to leave, or because he chose to do other things, you know, that has nothing to do with me. That's just how he feels.
Mm-hmm.
That's just how he feels. And like when you look at it like that, like people's actions are a reflection of how they feel on the inside. Like it has nothing to do with you. And I feel like that's something that I've always done to myself. I've always taken things personal. Always taking things personal. I'm always thinking that people are judging me and everything like that.
Yep.
So I'm already so critical of myself. So I think that obviously people are going to be critical of me. Like they're already thinking
the whole time
that.
Ain't nobody even thinking about you.
They're probably thinking she's so pretty. Like,
right, the
she's
opposite.
Literally the complete opposite. I'm over here thinking like she's staring at me because I'm fucking ugly. Because my hair looks all out of place.
And then not only that, girl, I had to get on myself like, I'm staring at these people so hard about them staring at me. They probably think the same thing about me. I'm over here. I wouldn't have known that they would feel the way they feel if I weren't projecting my attention over there. So what I do is when I go in public, I'm just like, let me look around my environment. Let me focus on other things because there's so many other things going on. I might get shot or fucking kidnapped, worried about what that person on the bench in fucking Times Square is thinking about me. You know?
Yeah, like it really just comes down to it, like really just like caring what she said. Let me not eat this cookie.
Be munching on the dang all thing.
Girl, it's okay. Enjoy yourself. Enjoy. You got one life. Eat the cookie. So I feel like, okay, let's do another one. What's another question that we can ask ourselves? If were you listened to as a child?
Was I listened to as a child? Let me think about this one because I want to be sure. To make sure, because I was a double checker.
For sure wasn't. I feel like as a kid, for me, since my mom passed away, and then my father was in jail, I grew up with like people around me. So like I grew up around my grandparents, and I grew up around my cousins, and I grew up around my aunts and my uncles and everything like that. And I feel like the people that I grew up around, they were so, like, they're not...
Person?
They were just so worried about control instead of trying to understand. They were so worried about making sure that I did exactly as told instead of trying to make sure that I even was, like, even listened to or even, like, cared about or my feelings were heard. Because maybe they were like as a kid, I had just lost my mom. Like, I didn't have a mom. I don't have a dad. And, you know, like, I'm still grieving, like, the loss of my mom. And like, especially, like, going through foster care and everything like that. And we were, like, being as kids, like, my aunt, she used to beat us with cords. Like, because she didn't like the fact that... And, like, now she doesn't really want to admit that stuff now. But she, like, her and Uncle Rodney used to... beat especially my little brother with cords and stuff like that, just because he was super hyper, and they just didn't like the fact that we were a product of my father. And he hurt my mom, and he ended up taking her life.
To have that type of hatred so deep that it goes to the children who have absolutely nothing to do with it, or even the grandchildren, it's beyond me.
It really is, because I mean, it just shows you the kind of person that they are, and it just shows you that, like, that's just you know, you showed me your true colors, you know. And I feel like since I grew up in, like, they were so focused on controlling us instead of trying to understand us and really make sure that we were even okay as children, because we went through so much at such a young age. And people, like, kids who go through so much at such a young age, they end up developing a lot of, like, I probably have autism or something like that. Like, not to, like, joke about autism because it's not a joke, but I probably am on the spectrum, or, like...
Well, the only way, I don't know if it's the only way, but I believe about when we get into that, because we got to be careful, because people who know a lot more about autism, and I don't want them to be like, hey, y'all talk about something you don't know about. But when it comes to that, it's something that is, I don't know if it was a chromosomal issue. It's something that you're born with. It's not, I don't think you can develop it.
Oh, no.
At least not right now.
I don't think that I developed it. I think it was just something that I always had. Because, like, they wanted to test me when I was younger, but I didn't want to get tested. Just because I got tested for a lot of stuff as a kid. Because, like, whenever I was in school, I had, like, I was in special needs. So I was, like, I was classified
because I
as a
remember
special
my
needs
sister
kid.
would do that, which is she shouldn't have did it, but she would do that because if you mark yourself as you can get away with doing less work.
Oh no, like they did that. Like they marked me as special needs.
Okay.
Like they like I had to go through like meetings and stuff like that. Like I wasn't like
So you must have gotten tested.
no, yeah, I got
okay.
tested. I even got recently tested again because I'm in college and everything like that. And the college, in order for you to be able to, get exempt for certain things or just, have certain, like, uh, accommodations because, like, I need help in a lot of math and a lot of reading because it's very difficult for me to, like, I don't know, like, just the way that my brain works. I also have dyslexia too. Like, I mix up a lot of words when I'm writing and stuff like that, or when I'm reading. That's why I have glasses now, because, like, it's really hard for me to see. And so, I feel like, and I'm not saying this is all because of my trauma, but I just feel like there were certain things that, like, could have been maybe avoided if I would have been paid attention more as a kid.
Of course. Like, yeah, I mean, that's always the case, honestly. Everyone should have had more attention as a kid, but not to make this about everybody. In this case, it's about you and what you specifically went through. As an example, for people who have shared similar situations, what would you tell like girls or boys, everyone? Like, how do you now, like, connect the two, like from then and now? Like, how did you become to the mindset to where you are of going through that rough of a past? If that makes sense. That's a better question.
I just feel like now, I kind of just like, I just learned from it. I just choose to use it as part of my, my personality. Like, that just makes me, like, I'm a rare breed. I'm one of a kind. Like, I promise you won't meet someone like me. I'm, like, the way that I act with my friends, I am literally, like, I'm crazy. Like, I'm unhinged. So, I feel like it's really just tied into like who I am today, and I mean I obviously wouldn't trade any of the experiences that I've had for anything. Like, everything happens for a reason, and even if it's like the worst thing that's happened to you, it happened for a reason, and it's gonna make me a better person, and that love will come around in the most deepest, purest form in the world, and in the universe, actually. Sorry, not in the world. And so I won't even have to worry about, really anything, just besides, focusing on myself, making myself a better person, because everything will fall into place as it's supposed to. So I feel like, to circle back to the question, really just, like, dang, I lost my train of thought.
No, it's okay.
I had
so
it, and
pretty
then
much
I lost it.
What, just giving advice, like, what are things that you put into practice that has helped you kind of?
Meditation.
Okay.
Meditation and journaling.
And
those
I think
like
that's what
the
you
two
were in the
best
middle of
things.
explaining, like how you change your perception.
Oh yes, like, and also like how you were saying earlier, like it's really just like how you, it's your mind. Like if you don't change your mind, then your actions won't.
At the root of the cause.
Because your mind is everything. It's mind over matter. If your thoughts are thinking negatively, what else can your actions do?
Exactly.
Your actions, like, literally reflect your mind.
So that's why getting your thoughts in order, and how you do that, like you said, meditation. Watching Midnight Gospel, definitely, like you told me too in the previous episodes, like it's definitely, if you think you already know all this and you think that you're already there, look at that and it's gonna show you level 5. Okay, and then you're gonna go ahead and complete that one. But I absolutely love that, though. Growth is beautiful. There are growing pains, but the beauty of what it becomes is, it's awesome to look at that and look back at that. So just hang in there. That's what would be my little advice. Hang in there. Don't give up on yourself, but be consistent. Your soul will recognize your mission back to itself, and I think it'll do things to influence you to change the way you're thinking eventually. But it comes to a point, at least in my head, like, how can we help people as soon as they right out the cage, boom, be able to have that kind of control over their mind? Like, that's why I get so excited about having kids nowadays. At first I'm like, oh, I want to have kids because they're so cute. Now I'm more so like, ooh, training a little human to actually go through this world the right way with all the tools equipped. I wonder how it will grow up.
Literally. I wonder how different.
What will you create, you little genius?
Literally, you little minion. Like, that is so cute. That is so cute. Mm-hmm. Like looking at it in a different, in a different perspective.
Because let's be honest, like when I think about it, because I've had a really crazy childhood too, but not as crazy and probably up and down, girl, as a lot of people out there. So that's why I don't try to say that lightly. When I look back and I think about other people who may have had a better and almost everything that they wanted, minus a few things, it may be a lot more things that their children, that they have to prepare them to go through. They may be learning through life with their child, bumping their heads together with their child. I'm appreciative to go through what I went through because I did a lot of what I feel like they will go through if I were to do that same thing to them. Being that I'm going in as a conscious parent, or if, whatever.
And aware of what you do affects other people.
They can start off on maybe level 50 instead of level 1.
Exactly.
I'm hoping.
They can already understand themselves.
Mm-hmm. Leaving an inheritance is also more than beyond just leaving money, leaving material things. Leaving an inheritance is where you leave your mind. Is your kid picking up off of where you left?
Like traditions?
Literally. Girl, literally. Is your kid, what are you leaving your kid behind mentally? The hell with some photos, cookbook recipes, and a couple dollars.
In a boat, girl, literally.
Like, get their minds right from the very beginning. I love.
So that when they think about this, I got this mindset from my parents.
Mm-hmm.
I will forever think about that.
Oh my gosh.
And they'll want to expand their children the exact same way.
That's how you change the future right there.
Because it literally starts with one person. Truly, that is with the mind.
And people, where do you start? Because that's always my question when I'm listening to people giving fucking advice. Okay, you telling me all this stuff, where do I start? Like,
literally.
What's the first page? And then do I go from there?
So where's step 1?
And then, exactly. But that's where you start, the mind. So study the mind, study
yourself.
The brain materialistically, physically, in different areas and aspects of life. Stretch it out. Y'all gym heads want to be in the gym so much. Like, stretch out your brain. Work out your brain.
Your brain's a muscle. Your brain is a muscle.
But I'm guessing a lot of people, you have to kind of get your brain ready before you, at least I do, before I go to a gym.
Because you got to work out your brain.
I got to tell myself at least for a couple days, we about to go to the gym this weekend, like, don't back out of this one. Okay?
Like, you're going.
Set that alarm.
She said set that alarm.
But absolutely the mind. So meditation. Silence.
I think breath work too.
Breath work. Oh yeah, because when we used to go to that breathing class,
breath work really helps. It just helps you really unlock your chakras and really just like,
girl, astral project up out of here.
Literally, like you could see yourself. It's crazy.
I've never got to the point. So I've always wanted to astral project. I've gotten myself to the where I'm not as fearful as to what I would wake up to if there's any entities in my room. Like, I'm kind of past that phase. I'm more so ready to do it now. But it's like every time I get ready to do something life-changing in that sense or in that realm, something always gets in the way of it. So, for example, when me and Sabrina when we were friends, we went to the crystal shop. I met this guy, and he offered like a reading for me and her, or cleansing, some kind of reading / cleansing. And he, had his little Tibetan bowls, and he gave us the whole clean down. Loved it. Beating them bowls in my room. Okay. But anyway, he's like, you guys hold on. I want to do something with you guys afterwards, if you don't mind waiting until after I take this next client. Anyway, he took the next client, then he met back with us. And then it was magical. It was like one of the most magical things I'll remember, because and I still have him on Facebook to this day, but he just He told us to sing with him. We literally was me, 3 people in a circle. We sung. He said, let's sing. So we all sung random stuff. It put me on the spot, girl, because I don't sing in public or in front of anyone. I wasn't really trying either. Because I was embarrassed. I was letting all these thoughts get to me. But I still did it. I pushed through and I did it anyway because I was like, fuck it. And so Sabrina was singing too, and then we were all holding hands at one point. And then he was like telling us to say affirmations. We were saying affirmations, and then a couple other things. I think we did some kind of breathing exercise as well. And then, girl, out of nowhere, like we were all just saying went to some ohms. And then he did something. He started speaking another language. It was not Spanish. It was not French. It was not German. It was very out of this world, to the point where the only thing that knew what he was saying, it was like he activated something within my soul. I felt my heart chakra, girl, and then I felt like I was about to astral project. And he told me to keep my eyes closed, but my ass fucking opened my eyes. It was on accident. And it just messed up, and I was like, I'm so sorry. He's like, it's okay. Because it probably wasn't time. But I think about that so much. Because it's like, damn it, I was so close to...
Don't think about it like that. Don't think about it like that.
You can hear my voice.
Yes, because I feel it now. I'm like, dang, like, because I don't even know if I've ever truly, like, maybe I've done it in my dreams and I just didn't know it. Like, because I don't know. I do be going to different universes in my dreams.
I think you'd know if you were, because it's something unforgettable.
You remember.
It's definitely something that you will remember.
We should try it.
Girl,
there's a way for you to do it. We should try it tonight.
They do. You can look up YouTube videos on how to do it, but I've always wanted to do that at will. You just got to it's almost like that little spell, all of the feathers. Shit, girl, don't even quote me right now.
Where's the nearest crystal store? We need to find somebody.
You talking about like that?
No, we need to find someone who can, 1, read our cards, 2, can
So I don't trust people read my cards, girl. I read my own cards because it's just not psychic enough for me. It's like I'm already super intuitive that I know my own future, to where you gonna have to be exactly as intuitive or on a higher level than I am, because you're not going to be able to read nothing. You're going to only be able to read what those cards mean. Or maybe that's just my personal opinion, because when I do card readings for people, I know I have knowledge about the card of what each card means. But I don't read the cards for what their descriptive meanings that came with them means. I read the energy, and it's more so of a channel for me. I'm channeling what I'm feeling and the messages that need to be spoke to you, and then using what the store-bought description of each card means to help bring it together. Yes, bring it together, or help trigger my intuitive third eye from, having a vision about what's going on. Because, girl, I get visions. I've always had visions growing up. It's my visions, they go in and out. You like that, so Raven. Girl, be gone. So and I need to get it under control, because I would do that shit while I was driving.
It's the future I can see.
Mm-hmm. It's so mysterious to me.
Girl. Girl, that was so good.
I love that, so Raven. Yes, that's exactly what it is. And the whole time it's like dreaming with your eyes open. It's like your eyes being open, but your soul stepping out of that body, kind of like Midnight Gospel, where he sticks his head in that little thing and then he's able to go in. That's what it feels like. I'm stepping out of my avatar body and I'm going into another dimension where I'm living an alternative life.
That really is.
Mm-hmm. And to do that with so many thousands of bodies, that's all. And I carry that over into my dreams too. Just like my dreams carry over into this real life. Like, everything is definitely on that merger, girl.